Hello gorgeous peeps, I'm Chris from TechSpert, and today I'm going to be taking you on a full-on tour of the fresh new Realme 7 5G, a budget-friendly smartphone that still boasts incredible specs, including a 120Hz display, a 5000 mAh battery, and of course that built-in 5G support courtesy of the Mediatek Dimensity chipset. Now unfortunately I'm shooting this video a full week and a bit ahead of the Realme 7 5G's official launch, so I don't know the UK asking price or release date just yet, but of course as this video goes live the launch will have happened, so I'll smash that information down in the video description. And that's definitely more than enough chatter. Let's whip this bad boy out of that gorgeous yellow box and check it out. Oh, and for more of the latest greatest tech, please do plug subscribe and ding that notifications bell. Cheers! Hey, welcome to the Realme family, motherfucker. Of course it doesn't say that last bit, but it would be cool if it did. Alright, let's see what you actually get in the box here. And first up, of course, our good friend Mr. Condom Case. Bit of extra protection there when you need it. Got the actual phone itself, thankfully. A big old Dart Charge PSU. Usual highly exciting Type-C USB charging cable with a nice bit of yellow flourish, love it. And last but certainly not least, the port-keeping device to actually get your SIM in the bugger. So that's the box out of the way. Now let's actually check out the Realme 7 5G in all of its glory. And immediately straight away, the Realme 7 5G feels and looks very, very familiar indeed, following the same sort of design language as the existing Realme 7 and Realme 7 Pro. Definitely got a good old heft to it at 195 grams, and as you can see there on the back end, you've got that same split design that you had on the original Realme 7 series. Once again, seems to be a plastic back end as well with a matte finish to it. It's an all glossy finish that's going to be an absolute grease magnet and feels nice and solid in every area. No troublesome flex or anything like that. Looks very nicely put together. This is apparently the Baltic blue model, and as you can see there, lovely bit of gradient design work as well. I do like the Realme budget smartphones. They do have an extra bit of flair that is often missing from budget handsets. You can see there on the back the branding is fairly restrained, and the rather large camera chassis doesn't actually jut very far from the surface. That's always good to see too. Apparently the display is coated in Gorilla Glass. I would assume Gorilla Glass 3, although they weren't actually specific in the specifications. And you do actually have a pre-installed screen protector on there anyway for a bit of extra hardiness. And a good bit of edge-mounted fingerprint sensor action as well, always good to see. So just busy booting up the Realme 7 5G, and let's just have a quick shifty at the SIM card setup as well. And as you can see there, it's a dual SIM slot, and it looks like one of those SIM slots will have to be used for the micro SD memory card if you want to plug one in. And that'll just help to expand the 128GB of onboard storage, which at least is a nice generous amount, especially for a budget blower. Alright, so the Realme 7 5G is all set up and ready for action. I've been playing around with it for just shy of a day now, and it definitely reminds me of the original Realme 7 in lots of ways. Now sadly it is the older Android 10 on here. You don't get the fresh new Android 11 just yet, but hopefully we won't be waiting around too long for that to get updated. And of course you've got the Realme UI version 1.0 slapped on top of that. If you've not used a Realme smartphone before, Realme UI is essentially just ColorOS by a different name. ColorOS, which is another launcher used by Oppo smartphones. If you've not used an Oppo smartphone, this basically adds a whole butt ton of features to Android, some of which are pretty damn good. So you've got a good bit of one-handed help. For instance, you can actually drag down the entire screen like so, which makes using apps and the like much easier. And you've got even more one-handed help with the ability to drag down all of your desktop icons just by swiping from a corner like so, which just makes it super easy to open everything up. And those features are very much appreciated because of course the Realme 7 5G is a 6.5-inch absolute monster. My only beef with Realme UI, the same as ColorOS, is the fact that the settings menu is quite messy. It's getting better in later incarnations, it's starting to get a little bit more organised, but it's just so busy, there's so much stuff going on, and a lot of the settings are sort of buried away in sub-menus, which makes it kind of tricky to find what you're looking for. Apart from that though, you get all of the standard features. You've got full swipe navigation, so you can get a good bit of that on the go. You do of course have full NFC support and everything as well, so you've got your Google Pay contactless payments action. And so far, touch wood, no issues with that edge-mounted fingerprint sensor either. It's nice and responsive, as you can see there. Just immediately just tap your finger to the surface and you are straight into your desktops. And you can also, as usual, unlock the Realme 7 5G using your gorgeous mug as well as your finger. So just pick up the Realme 7 5G, scans for your face, recognizes you, hello. So moving on to that beastly screen, it's a 6.5-incher as I mentioned before, and it is IPS tech, not OLED, unlike the Realme 7 Pro. But one of the advantages of that IPS tech is that you can get a 120Hz super fast refresh rate on this thing. You can actually adjust this in the display settings. It's set to auto select by default, so it does automatically flick between 60 and 120 to preserve battery life when that 120 refresh isn't really needed, but I bumped it all the way up to 120 full time just to see how it impacts the battery life, and oh my god, is it silky smooth when you're flicking around in apps, menus, whatever you want. And the Realme 7 5G is definitely great for flicking through your photos, checking out a good bit of video, stuff like that. Those visuals are nice and crisp with a full HD plus resolution, that's 2400 by 1080. Colours look nice and natural, you know, the sort of slightly more vibrant colours, they do sort of stand out slightly, but not as much as they would do on an OLED screen. Contrast is pretty good for an IPS as well, those blacks are reasonably black. You do have the usual Aussie visual effect setting buried away there in the display menu. Even with this active, I can't really notice much of a difference, to be perfectly honest, when watching stuff on the likes of Netflix and YouTube. But it doesn't really matter, because I was perfectly happy with what I was seeing when I was just kicking back with a movie or a show on Netflix. And the good news is you've got full wide-vine L1 support, so as you can see, you can play HD content on Netflix as well. Great stuff. The only issue I have had at the moment is with Disney Plus. No matter what I try and play on here, I just basically get the same error code every single time. So we'll get in touch with Realme, find out what the issue is there. Might just be because this is, of course, pre-launch and everything, and support has not been added yet. Things are looking all shiny and lovely on the audio front as well. You've actually got full Dolby Atmos support on this bad boy, and it's also got support for high-res audio and the like as well. So we'll definitely be testing that out with a bit of moths to flames and all that good stuff from last week. Because you only have a mono speaker output here on the Realme 7 5G, so let's just bump up that volume, see if it's any good.
That plastic backend's probably going to scratch up fairly easily, so you'll probably want to slap that condom cover on it if you do grab your own.
So yeah, crank that volume all the way up to maximum levels, and the Realme 7 5G packs a bit of a wallop, to be fair. Clarity seems strong as well, as long as obviously you don't muffle that single speaker output. So overall, barring potential Disney Plus mishaps, the Realme 7 5G seems good for your media. Right, so let's have a shift onto the performance now, and the Realme 7 5G is actually one of very few smartphones to hit the UK rocking a Mediatek chipset. Quite a lot of the super budget ones have some of the older Mediatek ones. This has actually got Mediatek Dimensity chipset packed inside, the 800U. And the big whoop with Mediatek's Dimensity chipsets is they have a built-in 5G modem, similar to some Qualcomm SoCs like the 765 for instance. So in case you hadn't already figured it out, the Realme 7 5G does have full 5G support. Not only that, but you can actually get 5G at the same time on both SIMs if you've got two of them packed in there. And so far, the performance seems very similar to that found on the Realme 7 Pro, which was packing the Snapdragon 720G. Certainly the benchmarking scores are very similar indeed. And the Realme 7 5G comes in two different flavors. You can either have 6 or 8 gigs of RAM. This is just the base 6 gig model. I'm not sure if the 8 gig version will be on sale here in the UK just yet, but I'm certainly expecting all the popular games like PubG and Call of Duty Mobile to run with a respectable frame rate, even when you bump those detail levels up. And of course, you've got the usual ColorOS/Realme UI gaming modes on board here as well, so you can monitor the likes of the CPU, the GPU usage, your frames per second. You can bring up a quick Messenger, WhatsApp a window as well. You can block your notifications, which is particularly handy, reject calls, all that good stuff. And there's even an autoplay feature on there as well if you want to just minimize the game or just hibernate the phone, leave that game playing in the background if you need to build up resources, stuff like that. And you've also got a 180Hz touch sampling rate here on the Realme 7 5G as well, so hopefully it should be nice and responsive when you're using those touchscreen controls. But I'll be doing lots of gaming on Call of Duty Mobile over the next week or so to really test it out, so stay tuned for my full review. As for yonder battery tech, well, it's a mighty 5000 milliamp cell stuffed inside of the Realme 7 5G, so I would expect at least a full day out of this thing. Probably can stretch it to 2 full days if you don't go absolutely nuts. You got the usual power saving modes and everything on board as well. And impressively at this sort of budget price point as well, you got 30-watt dart charge support as well, so it should power up again in a jiffy. And finally, let's round up this unboxing of the Realme 7 5G with a squint at that quad lens rear camera. And it definitely seems to be very similar hardware indeed to the global version of the Realme 7, which came out here a couple of months prior, especially that 48 megapixel primary shooter, which once again uses the extremely catchily titled Samsung S5 KGM 1ST sensor. And the camera app certainly holds no surprises for anyone who's used to a Realme smartphone. Looks like a very similar layout to usual, so of course you're straight into that primary camera to begin with. Looks like a fast shutter speed and fast processing time as well. I did find with the original Realme 7 that sometimes the color temperature could be a little little bit off. So for instance, the box here appears warmer than it does actually in real life. But again, it's indoor conditions here, quite tricky ambient lighting, so I'll be giving it a full-on test in outdoors to see how it handles life there. And even though it's a 48 megapixel lens, it does shoot in 12 megapixel resolution by default, but you can quickly switch up to that maximum resolution if you want, like so. It just uses the 4-in-1 pixel binning basically with the standard photo option, so that's quite good if it's again, slightly tricky conditions. Just helps to combine the information from 4 pixels into 1 to produce a brighter, cleaner image. You got all the usual features such as AI scene enhancement, which I tend to leave switched off because again, it just makes colors look a little bit artificial at times. You got the portrait mode shenanigans as well, so you can get a nice bit of bokeh style effect in the background if you like, complete with the AI beautification obligatory shenanigans. And as usual, you can actually adjust that bokeh action as well to make it not quite so severe or full on. All of the bokeh in my face, please sir, yes ma'am, love it. If you dive into more, you do have a selection of other bonus features right on there as well, including good old Pro Expert mode as well, which is good if you want to tinker with the likes of the white balance, the ISO levels to get a very precise kind of shot. And you can actually shoot in full RAW format here as well if you want to edit on the fly. As for the rest of the quad lens setup here on the Realme 7 5G, well, of course, you've got an 8 megapixel ultra wide angle lens, just like the original Realme 7, so you can snap away with that. You don't have an optical zoom, of course, because this is a budget blower, but you can zoom up to 5 times digitally if you wish. And the other two lenses are, unsurprisingly, 2 megapixel macro lens if you want to get a bit of that on the go. It's just going to be grainy and horrible as usual. And a 2 megapixel monochrome lens as well, huzzah. If you want to shoot a good bit of home movie action, I believe you can record all the way up to 4K resolution. That's just checking the settings. Yep, good bit of 4K action. Otherwise, if you leave it at 1080p, looks like you can shoot at 30 or 60 frames per second. And you've got the old wobbly camera mode as well, or active mode or whatever they call it as well, so you can sort of jog about the place and shoot video at the same time. Although the effectiveness of this tends to be not amazing at times on some of these more budget blowers. And then last up, if we flip around to that selfie camera housed in the tiny little pinhole notch up in that corner there, it's a 16 megapixel effort. It should be absolutely fine for your simple, basic, shareable shots online. You got your full portrait mode support and everything as well if you want to make it all about you, baby. And yeah, that's actually not bad. Hid the bulk of my wrinkles and stress lines, and I don't look quite as gormless as I usually do. And there you have it. That in a nutshell is the Realme 7 5G. Quick tour of the specs, the hardware, the software, and all of that good stuff. So as I say, I'll be testing out fully as my full-time personal handset, checking out the gaming prowess, the battery life, the camera tech, all that good stuff ahead of my in-depth Realme 7 5G review. So stay tuned for that. Should be going live hopefully only a couple of days after this unboxing. So let me know your thoughts on the Realme 7 5G. Slap those down in the comments below. It'd be great to hear from you guys. And please do poke subscribe, ding that notifications bell, and all that good stuff, and have yourselves a lovely rest of the week. Cheers everyone. Love you.